Hello Honda fans and fans that like the actor Daniel Wu. This is his car. This is a Motor Trend article of Daniel Wu doing this resto mod on this Honda S800. It's 1968. This brand is YTM, by the way. This is a resin model, and they seem to be relatively inexpensive right now on AliExpress. Maybe people just don't like this car. It does come in 3 colors. I went with this one because it had a red interior. I had no idea this was actually a real car in real life, though. Or I don't recall knowing that. Alright, there's no licensing whatsoever. It says it was designed in Japan. Interesting, this model. There's tape here. You're really not supposed to open these boxes, I don't think, but I like to get a good look at these things, but then I'm going to put the cover back on. Alright, so Wikipedia says this car in the real world was built between 1966 and 1970. And then the very earliest ones actually had chain drive, and then later on they switched to a conventional drivetrain. This thing had a 791cc inline 4, making 70 horsepower, and so this is the first car that Honda produced that was able to break 100 miles per hour. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's a small car though, 70 horsepower as well. Alright, so I'm not going to read this article from Motor Trend, but I did pull up the photos from this same article. So let's take a comparison look at these. Yeah, he's got some yellowed headlights, gold rim, wheels. Okay, the bumper or fender mirrors. Side view. Let's see if the person that designed this model paid attention to these photos. Hood line looks good, windshield looks good, the roof looks good, the back, the wing, I would say it looks pretty good. The wheels look similar. Pretty good. So that's probably Daniel Wu right there. And this is a small car. He's probably a normal sized human being. It's just that this car I think is really small in the real world. I'll compare it to a normal car or a normal sized 2-seater at the end of this video. So we seem to have an acrylic base here. And hold on, I gotta get a pic. So this acrylic base is one screw holding it down, just a blackened screw that could possibly rust in the future. And clearly this is not licensed at all, because it does say Toyo tires, but it doesn't say anything, not what the car is. Oh, never mind, there it is, S800, and I guess that's a Honda badge. So at least we know it's an S800. Would be nice if it just said Honda S800 here. And then we got the brand, the etching there. It's around 700 of this colorway. And let's start with this view here. So the wheel is definitely gold painted. There's a big bulbous center cap that seems to be black with some red on it. Let me try to just close in on that. The Toyo tires, I guess that's printed. It's not a decal. So it wasn't printed 100% perfect with the proxies missing there. A little bit of a dent in the wheel there. I guess that's supposed to be the old school Honda logo there in the center cap, which is nice to see. The tires are kind of rounded and they're very high aspect ratio, so that looks good. Looks like there's a red base to this model. We have the fender flares and the real recesses for the body screws are there. Let me hit focus again. There we go. Then we have what's going on with that mirror? What's the base of it? Why is the base of this mirror look so weird? Why is that so big? Maybe that's intentional. Maybe from a different angle looks normal. Oh, it does look more normal from the top view. Yeah, alright. For the side view it just looks a little bit weird. Alright, well, what's going on with this shiny sticker on this side? It looks like is that like an H with an S800 maybe? I can't tell, it's too small. And I can't tell what that script is supposed to say either. It's so shiny. I think that says Honda and it's cursive or some sort of script. Then we have this Pandem and some other sponsorship, but it's gray. Toyo tires, Goretti, and I don't know, Remark? I don't know what that is. Seems to be a decal. Seems to be on the surface as well. Some sort of I don't know if this is paint or a decal here, this silver stripe on the top. I think it's a decal. Okay, so that's carrying across the whole side of the car, even going around to the bottom there. The door handle seems to be a separate metal piece, I think. It's very shiny, it's very thin. The side windows there are very, very thin packaging, kind of plastic. On the outside though, we have this photo etched metal piece here, and it looks like these 3 bars are painted gray and black, and this is still shiny, so that's nice. They went through that paint effort. The rear tire, you know, I feel like the thing's screwed down maybe too tight. I feel like it's gappy there and there, like the tire's being crushed. Let's see if I can... well, I mean, it can swivel around, so maybe 2 screws would have been smarter to keep the thing from pivoting without being crushed so much, but what can you do? What's going on here? Nope, just some dimples there. I don't know what that is either. I don't know if that's like a... oh, never mind, it's just the reflection. It's just so shiny. I thought it was an air pocket in the clear coat for some reason, but it's not. Okay, well, the mirrors, they are definitely shiny. They are literally reflecting the phone that we're seeing this video through. The front end, we have some recesses here. No paint though. The whole grille has a texture, and then on top of it you got this shiny metal piece with some orange painted blinkers, and then the Honda badge looks quite nice. The headlight buckets are chromed plastic, and then we have some sort of plastic headlight itself with some sort of Fresneling. I feel like the Fresneling might be on the outside. I can feel some roughness there. That's fine though. I mean, as long as it looks cool, and it does. Okay, we got a power bulge here in the hood, and then we have some ridges there. There's some very shiny chrome wiper blades, but they're not bent perpendicular to the windscreen. Other brands will do that. This is nicely bent, this metal piece around the window. Unfortunately, you can see here on this side there's an air gap. See? So that's not the greatest. Alright, let's see about this side of the model. Everything looks good. Obviously there's no brake system because it's a solid like steel wheel they're going for. And that's fine. Honda badge thing looks good. Again, the S now, the printing isn't so perfect on these tires. Yeah, that as well. Okay, well, the panel gaps seem pretty thin. Very nice. So it looks good. I don't think I saw this on the other side. No, I didn't. So this is asymmetric. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's the fuel filler? Doesn't look round though. I can't even tell in the rear photograph what that is. Maybe you know, if you know or want to leave a comment for everyone else. I'm not going to go and research it. Going around to the back. Oh nice, we have a real license plate, kind of. It's a photo etched piece, and they etched away this S800 and then they put black paint into it. So that's a lot of effort. And it looks like it's been brushed as well. Looks like brushed stainless. This I think is a piece of plastic chromed, but it is a separate piece. Same with these translucent red taillights and white backup lights. Those are pretty thick resin. The little exhaust tips, they have a little bit of a dimple with some black paint. I'm not... obviously some tubes would have been nicer, but those are pretty thin, nicely molded. I don't know what this is maybe a frame member or something, but you can obviously see the ends are red, which doesn't make sense. It should probably be black. I think it's what it is the interior is part of this red piece. Okay, we'll get to that soon. There seems to be some hinges here. Seems to be just raised molding and then painted silver. I don't think those are separate pieces. Wow, look how shiny this roof is. You can literally see a bunch of tools above us because I have a magnetic bar here with a bunch of tools magnetized to it. So that is possibly that could be the most clear or smoothest paint jobs I have in my collection. I don't recall seeing that magnetic bar ever in a reflection of a model. So that's pretty impressive. Alright, well, again, thin rear window. Seems to be a blackout printing on the back side, and then we have this chrome metal piece on the outside. A bunch of glue residue. I guess you can pick away at it. Yeah, a little dusty and stuff. Maybe take a brush and brush some of that off later. Alright, yeah, that reflection's really good. So, yeah, interior time, the dashboard is obviously red. Let's see what we can see through the front here. And I gotta start getting a flashlight out. Alright, no headrests on the seats on the 68 car. Nice ribbing on the seats there. Seems like it's all red interior. It is a resto mod, so you know this might not be like a stock interior look. Seems like there's a suitcase in the back, right? Hold on here? Let me get a different flash. I thought this flashlight would be good for reviews, but I think I do need both settings of this thing, 1 lumen, 15. If I had a 1 and 7 lumens, it would be the perfect flashlight for reviews. Yeah, see, this is too bright. So 1 lumen, still a bit bright. I think it's because, well, anyways, a bunch of decals there. I was trying to make them out, but I can't see through my phone screen. Door panel over there, some ribbing, horizontal, maybe a door pull there. There's a stick shift there. The center console looks like some controls maybe for a radio or HVAC, I'm not sure. You can see the gauges are a decal. We'll probably see better from the other side. Oh, but there you go, even through the back window. That's a pretty nice interior. The steering wheel, I think, is actually the center of it's photo etched. Look at the fine etching of the air hole in the spokes. That doesn't happen too often. I'm not sure if I recall a photo etched steering wheel before. Maybe one of my models has it, but I don't see that very often, so that's pretty cool. Let's see, on the passenger side, anything? No, it's just red. There's the door panel, some details there. Wonder if there's any foot pedals or anything in this thing. Let's see if we can get the light down there. Maybe through the back window? Well, I can't see any foot pedals. If I would probably see them right now, but no. Possibly there, but they're red. You know, they're not painted, so that's fine. That's fine. It's nice that steering wheel is really cool, and then you can see the gauges are pretty nicely done. The decal for those. All right. Alright, luckily these cars are small, so I can put a bunch on there. Here's the predecessor, the S600 done by Konami. So that's even smaller. Maybe all those were probably chain drive. Here's the version from Daito of the S600. Whoop. So look at the paint rash on this. Red is the worst color, I think, for die-casts. So you're gonna notice me. I'm not buying as many die-casts because, frankly, I think they're all gonna go bad. You have a bunch of random metals thrown together in a cauldron, and that's called die-cast metal, and so they have dissimilar qualities, and I think it's like galvanic corrosion or something, or some sort of instability in the metal that causes paint rash. Alright, this is an actual S800 by Kyosho, so that's obviously the Roadster, and I guess you'll have to decide if they're like the same size. You know, the Kyosho looks a little bit bigger, actually. Possibly this is a different model year. I don't know. It doesn't. It looks bigger. Here's a very small Honda N360 by Konami. So even white cars. Look at the paint rash again. Yeah. The only brand is Hot Wheels. They're able to. I think they powder coat their toys. So for children's safety. So I think Hot Wheels seem to last decades, but these actual painted models, I think they're all disasters waiting to happen. I'm going to get rid of these three. Let's show you the modern sizing of cars. Here's a resin model. This is actually a Civic FK8. It's done by YTM model. And I bought it because it's got, look at that crazy engine thing going on there. I generally don't like looking at engines, but this is very unique, so I decided to buy that one. So look at the size difference now. And then here's a modern two-seater, if you're rich, the Bentley Bacalar. This is by Mini GT. Or really, it's just a yellow car done by Mini GT, because Mini GT doesn't care to tell you what the car is, even though they're licensed. It's a really strange brand. So look at how small that. What a death trap that thing is. I would not be comfortable driving that too much. Although I had a classic Mini and I drove that around like Los Angeles, but not every day, just for fun. And generally never on the highway either. Alright, well, I think my impression of this YTM is pretty nice. It doesn't have all the features of the very top end resins. Like, we're really nitpicking here, but a lot of other resin brands again will bend the windshield wipers perpendicular to the windscreen to make them more realistic. They would also have pedals, gas pedals, and all that stuff as photo etched pieces. Those two details are what are lacking from this thing. But everything else is there. You know, it's got mirrors, it's got printing, it's got nicely molded tires. I guess technically it doesn't have brakes, but by design it's the wheels. You know, you're never going to see them anyway, so there's no reason for that. I like that it's got a suitcase back there with some decals on it. So, all in all, if you like Hondas, you might want to pick this one up. There's a police version, and then there's one where the thing is red. So, yeah, they're pretty cheap on AliExpress, but I'm pretty sure eBay and Amazon or your local hobby dealer probably has these, maybe. Anyhow, I guess we'll see you in the next Honda video. Thanks for checking this out.